Hey guys, welcome back to the Spooky Swans podcast. I'm Jess,
I'm Josh.
and we got a great episode for you guys today. So, to refresh your memory from last week, if you're watching in order, hopefully you are. So we spin a wheel, and this week was my week, and I ended on comedy. So, when I think comedy, I think over the top horror.
hmm
I know that we generally find a lot of like horror movies funny when it's not supposed to be funny.
More like a lot of fucked up, gory movies we find hilarious at times.
Yeah, and you wouldn't necessarily put it as comedy horror, even though we're watching it and we're just like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious."
hmm
So for this week, it was really hard to narrow it down to just one because there's just so many great horror comedy, and I feel like that's one of our favorite topics too to cover.
We definitely watch them more, like horror comedies.
Horror comedies. I feel like that's what you kind of like put on for me to ease me into watching more horror movies.
Yeah, because when we first started dating, you watched horror movies, but not to the extent that I do.
Yeah, more like mainstream stuff or like things that you would get at that you would just find at the Red Box.
Redbox, yeah.
Like for a sleepover or something, you would get a scary movie, like one of those bootleg scary movies, or just something mainstream, or something you just watch in the movie theater, like Insidious.
hmm
That was primarily the type of horror movies I would watch. But yeah, you've expanded.
I like the more obscure movies that not everybody knows.
Yeah. And there are times that you're like, you're not going to like this movie. And then you put it on and I
hmm
end up liking it sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
because some of the more obscure movies start out that way and then gradually become more well-known, like Terrifier was like that.
uh huh. And Psycho Gorman, that was a movie that you were like, you're not going to like that
I'm still shocked that you do.
because it's so stupid
Yeah.
that it's so funny.
It's such a ridiculous well, you know what, we'll review that one day too, I
It's
think.
so bad that it's good.
Yeah,
It's one of those movies. And it's just, to me, the whole concept of
that'll be another topic, I think. So bad that it's good.
so bad that it's good. Ah, that's a good. I have to write that down before I forget.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget too.
So bad that it's good. We will add more topics once we knock down at least 5.
Mhm.
Again, that's when we'll add some. We already have some in mind to add on the wheel for next time. So you'll just have to stay tuned a couple more episodes and we'll get that out to you. And we'll definitely read them out to you.
Yeah.
So, upon picking my choice this week, going back, I realized that I had picked a zombie movie, and now I'm kind of laughing a little bit because it just seems like we really like zombies, you and I, because we had already done a zombie movie, and it was kind of comedy too.
Yeah, that's a very funny movie.
Yeah. So, upon narrowing it down, I know at one point you were like, let's do Vicious Fun. And I was like, I love Vicious Fun, but again, when I think comedy, I think like really over the top comedy, like just to knock out this assignment.
Mhm.
And I'm going to ask you how I did in a minute, but I'm going to let everybody know the movie. Maybe you already know the movie by reading the title because we always put it in the title of our episode, but we did Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse.
And it's funny because this is a movie I recommended to you, and I had never seen it.
I know. I could not believe that. And you've done that a couple times. You
Mhm.
did that with Willy's Wonderland too.
Yep.
You recommended that movie. You have the DVD. We have the DVD. And you were like, "Oh my god, this one's funny."
Yeah.
And definitely watch this, cuz at one point I asked Josh for a list of movies that I should just see. And I was like, just give me a whole bunch of recommendations of DVDs that we have. Because upon marrying you, I inherited all these DVDs.
Mm.
And then you inherited my couple of romance films that I came over with. And most majority of our DVDs that we own are all horror movies, sprinkled in with some romance films from me. You had a couple yourself though, too.
Yeah. It's horror movies, a couple romance, and a DVD box set of the Thundercats. So it's pretty wide
Oh,
variety.
you do have the Cat in the Hat in there too.
Do I? I
You
like that
do.
movie.
Yes. You do have like a sprinkle of like kids movies in there too. Yeah, but primarily horror movies. So at one point I was like, I want to watch every single one of these movies at one point. And you were like, no, you're not going to end up doing that. And I was like, okay, can you give me a list of movies that you want me to knock out
Mhm.
that you would recommend that you think I would like? And he did. He gave me a whole list. I knocked out a whole bunch of those, but he put Willy's Wonderland on that list. And I watched it and I was laughing. And then he comes in the room and he's like, what are you watching? And I'm like, Willy's Wonderland. And he goes, oh, I thought you were going to wait for me to watch that. And I was like, what do you mean? You recommended it to me. Oh, but I didn't watch that.
To to be clear, we have a lot of DVDs from my end that still have the plastic wrap on them.
That one did. Oh, no, no, that one didn't have. Maybe it did.
There's a few of them that still do.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if Willy's Wonderland had the plastic on it or not. No, I don't think so, because if it did, I would think that you didn't watch it.
Hmm. We keep mentioning Willy's Wonderland is essentially Five Nights at Freddy's, but better.
Oh, way better. Definitely watch it.
Yeah, take that
Be-
over
because
Five
they
Nights any
made
day.
Five Nights at Freddy basically PJ.
It was so bad.
It's so bad.
I
And
wanted to like it,
yeah,
but it's a hard movie to make because it's based off a video game that's very lore heavy. And if you don't know the backstory, the movie's gonna make no fucking sense. And it didn't. So
but to be honest, they could have made that film better if they made it rated R and they made it gory.
yeah, it's true.
How it should have been intended.
Hmm.
But they wanted to make it friendly because they know a lot of kids are playing this game.
Yeah, they wanted to, you know, make the audience bigger, so they let children in.
But to be fair, like, I don't know about other parents out there. I can't speak for them, but I feel like if our children were playing that and they were like, please, I really want to see it, and it was rated R, I'd give them a warning, but then I would still take them to the movies to watch it.
That's how it was when I was a kid.
Yeah,
My parents would be like, "All right, it's fucking bloody. Like, are you good with that?" I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
but
And if you don't like it, you're just going to have to sit there and cover your eyes. Like,
you gotta suck it up.
yeah, you're going to have to suck it up because I paid this ticket and they might like it. Because if you think about it, like, we would watch kids' scary movies when we're not supposed to watch them.
Yeah, I definitely did, but no, I don't know. There's some parents that they bring their kids to the theaters, and you're instantly annoyed because you know they're gonna be annoying through the whole fucking movie, and they are, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like they're a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, they tend to be more annoying than their own kids
Yeah,
at times. Because I remember when we went to go watch Evil Dead, and this will be our last thought before we actually get back into the review because we've been going on a tangent
that's fine.
this whole time. But when we went to go see Evil Dead, we saw a lot of kids in there. But then I saw like parents bring in their babies and just like leave them in the stroller, or not the stroller, the car seat.
Hmm.
And as they slept, the parents watched the movie. And I'm like, hey, I mean, if you got to do date night and you can't find a babysitter, hey,
I wonder if they have to purchase an extra seat.
um,
If they're putting the car seat in the seat at the theater, you think?
That's a good question. I would think by the time we went to see Evil Dead, it wasn't as packed.
Mm,
So I know those parents in particular that I'm referring to, they did put their baby in the seat next to them. But I would think if you have the car seat, you would probably just put the baby in front of you on the floor,
I guess.
right?
And the sticky popcorn floor, yeah.
But that's okay. It's their car seat hitting it, not the
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and the baby was sleeping,
Car seat's gonna smell like popcorn, so it's
didn't
a
cry.
win-win.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we watched this last night.
Yeah. So the movie we're referring to is
The
Scouts.
fuck is Scott?
I don't know. I don't know why I read it as Scots. I apologize. Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse,
Yes.
because we love zombie movies up in here.
Yes, we do.
And yes, as Josh was saying, he referred this film for me to watch. I watched it on a movie Monday with a couple of my friends, and we were crying laughing.
Yeah.
However, you watched it for the first time yesterday, and I don't feel like you got to experience the same way that we watched it first, because originally when we watched it, it was on Prime
Mhm.
and it was free. And now on Prime, it's $3.99 to rent. I'm sure it'll become free again because you know how like they rotate.
Mhm.
But right now, the only option you have to watch it for free is YouTube. And YouTube cuts out like all the good pieces because this one is supposed to be, it's a rated R movie
Mhm.
and it has a lot of
Nudity.
nudity in it. And on YouTube, it cuts out like the nudity. Like you can see them move the camera to cut off certain things.
It dubs the voices too with certain
Yeah.
things.
And then it just chops like bits and pieces too. And I was like so upset because I was like, you didn't even get to see the best parts because like you can kind of like tell what's happening off screen, but you don't get to physically see.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if you do watch this movie, I highly recommend you try to find it, I don't know, illegally or pay the $3.99 and watch it on Prime. That way you can see those parts because YouTube cut out those parts and those parts make the movie.
Mhm.
But other than that, how did you feel about the film?
I thought it was good. It was very funny. Um, I don't know. It hit because I used to be a Boy Scout
Hmm.
for a long time, so like I do get the way they felt like we're getting older. This feels super nerdy. Like, why are we still doing this kind of thing?
Yeah, so we were talking about that. So in the beginning, it kind of starts out that way. Well, first we'll go back to that, but basically the whole movie follows these three boys that are Boy Scouts. They're Boy Scouts in high school. They're going to be juniors soon, and two out of the three really want to quit
Mm,
because they're high school students. They're like, this is dorky. Um, I don't want to continue doing this. Like, how are we supposed to get laid
mm.
if
Typical high school boy movie
absolutely.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. But they've continued doing it for so long because their other friend, he's a little like dorky and he likes it and um his dad used to be a part of it, but we find out his dad has passed and they kind of stuck around longer for this friend,
Mhm.
but they want to go ahead and tell him like, "Hey, we're not going to do it anymore. Like we're done with it."
Yeah.
But to backtrack, we'll go back to the beginning. The beginning starts off.
I love the opening.
Yeah, the opening is really great.
So the first person you see in this movie is Blake Anderson, who, if you've seen Workaholics, he's from that typical stoner from TV movies. He plays the same character in everything. He's just a stoner. So he's the janitor and he's cleaning at like this, I don't know, like this lab, I guess,
Yeah, it's a laboratory.
and singing Iggy Azalea,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
Gonna
Um,
love you until you hate me.
yeah, it's so funny. And the only other person there is one of the scientists who is monitoring a body laying like in a hospital bed. And while Blake Anderson, his name is Ron in this, he goes in to clean the lab, the scientist goes to the vending machine. And I want to bring this up because he wanted Takis so bad.
Before that, he told him not to touch anything. He was like, "Yeah, whatever, hurry up. Clean, don't touch anything,"
Yeah.
and leaves him to go to the vending machine.
And what does he do? Immediately starts touching shit and
Y
poking the body. And
But why would you leave somebody like that unattended?
he wanted Takis.
Yeah.
So his dollar was not working, and then he was getting mad, and it finally worked, and then the Takis got stuck. And then he's like sitting on the floor trying to reach up through the machine. Now look, I'm gonna be honest with you people. I like to occasionally get stoned like the rest of us, but not once have I ever been so fucked up that I fought a vending machine for Takis. I never wanted a snack that bad.
You think the scientist was fucked up?
No, that's the thing. He was normal,
He
but
was just
like,
stupid. Like, first of all, the Takis were in the second row. If you
mhm,
know anything about a vending machine, it has what, like 4 or 5 rows?
he's not gonna reach it.
You're not gonna reach it if you're getting it from the bottom.
No.
Shake that bitch like everybody else does.
Yeah. But even when I'm like was at my most fucked up where I would do anything for snacks, I would never go that hard to get Takis at a vending machine. Anyway, so Ron, the janitor, I guess the machines start going off like he thinks the guy's flatlining, even though he's already dead. Because he has the tag on him and everything, he doesn't realize it. And he's trying to do CPR.
Yeah, he said Dodd,
Yeah, what is that? Date of death?
date of death. Yeah.
He goes to give him CPR and he opens his mouth and it's all bloody and his teeth are fucked up, so he dumps Tic
And
Tacs
it
in there.
smells. So
Yeah.
he's like, he just dumps all these Tic Tacs in there. And that's how you know it's going to be a funny, stupid movie.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then he goes to hit his chest and
Oop, oop, sorry.
his hands go through his chest and the guy wakes up and they start screaming. And then as the guy is fighting for the Takis in the vending machine, you just see Blake Anderson fighting this zombie in the background and it's fucking hilarious. And then he gets turned and then attacks the scientist, and that's the opening.
Yeah, I love in the beginning when he is listening to his music and stuff. He lifts up his shirt and puts his, man boob against the window to the scientist, but the scientist is so like into what he's doing that he doesn't see.
It's typical stoner shit.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um,
You fuck with other people because it makes you laugh.
I love when he does the CPR too on the zombie because he does it so hard that he just like breaks right through him
Mhm.
and he has blood all over him and he's like freaking out because he's like, "Oh my god, I killed him." And then the zombie wakes up and you know gets him. And then he turns into a zombie and Mr. Scientist guy still fighting to get his talkies.
Takis suck. I'm sorry.
But he was sitting on the ground trying to like reach his arm in there. Like, come
They're
on,
not
dude.
they're not good. I had them recently and they suck. Anyways,
You're not gonna make it
no.
there. Some people really like it.
I don't understand it.
It's alright. I mean, it's not my first grab of chips,
No.
but if they're there, I'll fuck them up.
My stoner food is Pringles usually or like
Oh, I love
or
Pringles.
crunchy
There's a Snickers waiting for me in the fridge.
I know there is, and I have
Yes.
some Muddy Bears waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm not a big sweets person. I am only a big sweets person when it's, my monthly friend.
we're at Disney.
Or it did. Yeah, but you know what? Like Disney, we tend to buy one dessert. I take a bite or two, and then I give it over to Josh.
Thankful, I guess.
Yes.
Anyway, now we meet the scouts. We meet Ben, Carter, and Augie. Uh, like we mentioned, they're heavily involved in the scouts.
And Scout Leader Roger.
Scout Leader Rogers, they're holding like a you see of like a video of them doing scout things, and then it cuts to a classroom, and Scout Leader Rogers is like, "And do you boys want to join up?" And then it's just one guy sitting there, and he just awkwardly gets up and walks out, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck this."
Yeah. I was saying that he should have said, because I think the second thing he said was, "It looks good on your college work applications."
Mhm.
And I'm like, you should just start with that.
Just fucking lead with that.
Just lead with that. If it has anything to do with like saving you, like if you get class credits or something, start with that.
Yeah.
I don't think you do though, but
No, you don't. It has nothing to do with school in the slightest.
mm.
every every year I did scouts, it had nothing to do with school. It took up like 2 nights out of my week, and I was over it.
So for scouts, is it that you're in the town? Like, does every town have one or okay. Let's say you're in high school, right?
Mm.
And you're the only person that wants to do scouts. Does it get canceled because you're the only one in it? Or
No, they send you to another town to be a part of their
so
scouts.
they send you to another town? Okay.
Yeah. For instance, there was only me and like one other person from our town who did it, so they sent us to Denellen.
And
So
Denellen actually had more people?
a few, yeah.
Okay.
But that's where we met like the high schoolers that were doing it. And the one kid was a senior, and he's like, I'm gonna be an Eagle Scout." And I'm like, "Oh, I hate this.
I love how you said the town's name, and I'm like, no.
Who cares?
Okay, that's fine.
We live in New Jersey. It's not a big deal."
Alrighty.
Um, but yeah, we would have to go over there, and then eventually I just gave up because I saw what I could become, and I was like, "This is the nerdiest shit."
What I could become.
I mean, when I was a Cub Scout, we did more scout things like camping, all of that. When I became like a Boy Scout, which is like moving up in the ranks, we mainly just burned shit in the parking lot. And that was the whole night. And that's why I was like, this is kind of pointless. I could do this at my house. And then I'd quit and I did it at my house. My parents got really mad at me. So yeah, they're talking about their camp out. Um Augie's gonna get like his final like merit badge or whatever. And he's all excited, and Ben and Carter are like, "Yeah, totally." And then on the side, they're like, "We got to tell them that we're quitting. Like, we can't, we can't go into the next school year as scouts because it's like the nerdiest shit."
When do you think is an appropriate age to like quit Boy Scouts? Because I feel like it's the same thing with Girl Scouts. I feel like after a while, you're just like, okay, I'm done.
Depends on the person.
It depends on the person.
Yeah, there's not really an age thing. I'd say high school, be done with it. Like, you go all the way, be an Eagle Scout. It's a cool thing to do. Like, if you're a big member of the community, don't do it as an adult. It's weird.
I didn't even know you could do it as an adult,
Well,
unless being like a
you
leader.
become a scout leader, but people
Okay.
are way too into it and it freaks you out.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, I would go to the campouts and shit, and people would be there in full uniform, well into their 50s, and I'm like, "You shouldn't be here."
That's awkward. I didn't even know that was a thing or that's
Oh, yeah.
something you could actually do. I know with Girl Scouts, I did it in one town because I moved around a lot, unfortunately. Um, so when I did it in that first school, I enjoyed it.
Mm,
And then when I moved to a different town, my mom had enrolled me to the Girl Scouts. And by then, the girls already had their little cliques
mm,
and stuff like that. So it was like kind of shunned to the corner.
mm,
I was also shunned to the corner with this little Asian girl. So Grace, her
mm.
name was. So um her and I would kind of clicked for the most part. The only issue was she wasn't always there. So I remembered at one point when we would go on, like, trips and stuff, because you know how, like, when we're younger, you go on all those trips
Yeah.
and whatever, she would not always be there, and then I'd have, like, nobody, and then eventually I told my mom, "Please, please take me out. Please take me out. These girls hate me. Um, they make it known they don't like me. Please take me out." And luckily, she listened to me.
Mm.
But that's it. That's about all I have of knowledge of the Girl Scouts.
The older guys looked at me like I wasn't supposed to be there. They never said anything to me, but, like, I could tell.
Probably because you were from a different town, right?
No, because my friend who was from my town was like they were, like, fine with him, but they looked at me and they were like, "I think he just wants to play with a pocket knife and then burn shit," and they were right,
It
but
sounds like you.
it does sound like me. Um, anyway, so, uh, Ben and Carter are driving, talking about the camp out, and they hit a deer, and they jump out, and they blew a tire, so they're putting on the spare, and that's when Carter's sister is driving past. His sister Kendall, who's I guess she's meant to be super popular, like senior,
Yeah, she's a senior. She's super popular, super pretty.
and she's with her boyfriend Jeff and their friend Chloe. And Ben has a massive crush on Kendall,
Mhm.
which Carter doesn't know about. He awkwardly tries to flirt, and then Carter's talking to Chloe, and then Chloe tells him about a party, like this secret senior party, and invites them, like, "Hey, you guys should come tonight." So then Ben and Carter are talking, and Carter's like, "All right, well, we got the camp out tonight. When Augie goes to sleep, we're gonna fucking go." And Ben doesn't want to do it because he feels bad, but they're like, "No, we're going." So they get ready. They go to the camp out, and before that, we see Scout Leader Rogers um, walking in the woods, heading to the camp out, and he gets attacked by the deer because while they're changing the tire and talking to Kendall, they don't realize that the deer got up and left. And Scout Leader Rogers gets attacked by this deer, and
Zombie deer.
yeah,
I'm shocked that the zombie deer didn't go after them first,
it was weird.
right?
Yeah,
Knowing how the zombies are in this movie, they just go after any
everybody.
anybody and everybody, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the deer runs off and as Josh was saying, uh Scout Leader Rogers gets
I feel so bad for him in this movie. Um, yeah, he's played by
he was great in this movie though.
dude. I
Even
love
in
him
zombie form, he was great.
because it's David Keckner. David Keckner is one of the funniest fucking people. So if you need a rundown of what he's been in, Anchorman 1 and 2, Krampus, fucking A Haunted House, Out Cold, like everything. He's fucking hilarious. So he gets attacked by the deer. He stabs it with a really sweet Dolly Parton pocket knife that he has.
Yeah, he has a big obsession with Dolly Parton.
You think he's obsessed? Maybe a little.
Uh,
We'll get into that more in a bit. And then that's when he finds the ID badge of the scientist from the lab. And he's like, "Oh,
finders
finders
keepers.
keepers." And then he gets attacked by that scientist zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because I was like, he did kill the deer, but who got him? But yes, the scientist got him.
Yeah.
And then you see Augie kind of come toward later on that day,
Hmm.
and he starts setting up the camp site
Yeah, he's all excited because he's like, "I want my merit badge and
while Ben and Carter go off to,
the liquor store."
yeah, the liquor store to try to go get some liquor.
It's just so stupid. Like they're going to was supposedly like a massive party. They're just gonna show up with 2 6-packs of beer. Like, that was their plan,
Yeah, it's just for yourself
I guess. I don't
and whoever you want to. It's like our senior thing, like in the woods. It's BYOB.
yeah.
You bring for yourself, and if you want to share, you share. If you don't,
The party I went to was a lot more ghetto than that.
they would give you shit.
No, we went to so my friend lived on the edge of town
Hmm.
in a really creepy house, and he was like, "We're throwing a party." He's like, "I'm gonna get the booze." I'm like, "Great." Get to his house. I'm like, "All right, man, what did you get?" And he's like, "I got a bottle of Keystone and
Ew.
no, no, he got a bottle of Everclear and like a 24 pack of Keystone Light." And I'm like, "Dude,"
Everclear.
and
Everclear's nasty.
he used it to make Jello shots.
Ugh.
So we had this awful party. People were doing Jello shots, and then they couldn't talk because it burned their throat,
Yeah,
and it was just awful. So that was the party I went to. But they
went to a lot
go
of parties.
see, I didn't. I drank with my one friend, and that was pretty
That's
much
a
it.
whole bunch of like random shit
Mm.
that I probably shouldn't have got to, but
You had more friends than me.
mm, not really.
Mm.
I I guess like an equal amount. Now you have more friends than I.
I don't think so.
I am really good at making friends and making like what would you say? Like I can't say like making friends because I don't keep them long term.
Mm,
Making acquaintances.
that's fair. I attract weird people.
So do I.
Eh,
I get a majority of everybody. I can vibe with anybody,
it's
any
true.
age range, whatever.
Yeah,
It's just like I guess it's just like the customer service in me
that must
a
be it.
little bit. And yeah, and I find something to vibe with them, even if it's like a child.
That's creepy. Uh,
Yeah.
anyway,
I'm sorry. Not like
there's so many
not
better
like
ways
Michael
to put that.
but I'm just saying like in Disney when we're
I know what you mean.
yes, okay, not in a creepy way.
Like an ant. Anyway, they go to the liquor store to buy beer. They're going back and forth. How are we going to get this? We're clearly underage. So they see the homeless guy sitting out front, who is one of the funniest characters in this movie. I love this man.
Yeah.
And Carter goes and gives him a 20, and he's like, just go inside, buy us 2 6-packs, and then
And
keep the change. And then you see the guy go in the liquor store and he starts grabbing like candy and
a pool
a
noodle
pool noodle.
and he starts swinging it and
It's the funniest shit.
going crazy in the liquor store. And then you see this girl who I guess they originally, her name's Denise in this.
Yeah, she went to high school. She was like I guess older than them.
Yeah, she was older than them. She had gone to their high school and they were like, oh, she dropped out and she works there at the strip club.
Mhm.
So she walks to go and get liquor. She drops her purse. Her purse breaks and all her contents in her purse drop on the floor. So Ben gets out of his car, helps him,
Her.
helps her, sorry, helps her pick up everything. And then he ties like a really strong knot in her purse and is like, here, like, I got you. And then she's like, what's going on in there? And then he was like, yeah, we were trying to get liquor, but. And then she was like, you gave it to the homeless man?
She's like, you gave it to that guy. He's all fucked up.
Yeah. So she walks in. She uh gets the 2 6-pack. She takes the 20 out of the homeless man's um hand, pays for the beer, gives the homeless man the change, and walks out and she's like, here.
And Ben is immediately like obsessed. He's like, whoa, okay. Immediately attracted. She walks away, goes to the strip club. The bouncer is this giant man who just gives them a dirty look, like you're never coming in here.
Yeah.
And they get in the car and leave. So they go to the camp out. They meet up with Augie, and it's a quick little. montage of them setting up camp and having fun, and
They're having a good time, and they're actually looking like they love it and playing pranks on each other and stuff and setting up the camp really nicely.
yeah, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Cuts to them going to bed. Augie is passed out. So Ben and Carter sneak out and they get to the car, and when they turn on the headlights, Augie's standing there like, what the fuck? And that's when they kind of break it to him, like, yeah, we're going to a party. And Carter's like, we need to tell him that we don't want to do this anymore. And Augie gets upset and walks away. And
Ben is trying to call out to him. Ben originally, to be fair, Ben didn't want to leave him.
he didn't want to ditch him. He felt
He
bad.
felt really bad. But Carter was persistent.
Yeah. And
I thought that was fucked up that they were going to leave their so-called friend in the woods by himself.
yeah, because Scout Leader Rogers or whatever never showed up. Augie's like, oh, this must be a test. Like he's testing me for my merit badge. I have to do this on my own kind of thing. Like not really thinking.
Hmm.
Um, so Ben and Carter leave. They drive back to town and they stop at the liquor store again, which was random. I don't know why they pulled over there. Oh, to get changed for the party.
Yeah.
And then
And Ben points out, like, oh, it's so empty. Why is it empty here? And he's like, Carter's like, kind of, who cares? And Ben's like, it's a Friday night. The town shouldn't be empty.
and then he realizes somebody broke into the liquor store or like
Hmm.
because there's glass everywhere. And they they notice that the bouncer is not outside the strip club. And Carter's like, this is our chance. We have to go in now. Like we'll never get this chance again. So they go into the strip club and nobody's there. Like it's empty. And Ben, he's like, oh, Ben, go find us a spot. Every seat's available. He's like, go find us a spot. I'm going to get us some money. And he goes to the ATM. And then,
A stripper comes out.
ugh,
And so this is where it starts off this way, but they do cut out like the nudity part out of it. And she starts dancing on the pole and everything. And Ben is intrigued, obviously. But us as the viewers of this movie can tell that she's already turned into a zombie because she has veins and everything on her.
you could see it in her eyes. Her eyes turn like black.
Yeah, and there's veins all over her. And then she goes topless, and then she's kind of like hinting at Ben to pay her. And he's like, oh, my friend's coming to get the money and whatever. And then was like to Carter, like, she looks a little like weird. And as she's about to like attack, I guess, um, Carter comes out of nowhere and starts throwing dollar bills at her.
Making it rain, as they say.
Yes, making it rain, hitting her. And then her head pops off?
Her head like falls off.
Yeah, her head falls off, and then blood splatters all over, Carter.
And that's when
The bouncer comes out,
he
and
looked,
he's a zombie.
he was fucking huge.
Yeah, he was huge and scary, and he starts charging at them, so Carter and Ben start running. Ben goes to the bathroom, and Carter goes behind the
He gets thrown behind the bar.
throne? He
Yeah.
gets thrown? Okay, he's behind the bar, um, and then you see, who do you see first? I think you see Ben first in the bathroom stalls, like, he hides in the last stall.
Like in every horror movie that there's a scene like this, the guy goes to each stall and you see the guy panicking in the last stall. So Ben's in the last stall freaking out. And while this is happening, he gets up from behind the bar and the zombie stripper attacks him and he grabs a broken bottle and stabs her in the head with it and her blood just spurts out all over him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, God damn it.
Mhm. And
And
then as Ben is about to be attacked, Denise comes out and shoots the zombie in the head, blows him up,
Mhm.
and then they go to help Carter
And then
leave the strip club.
this part confused me. So they get in his car because when they leave the strip club, they see zombies everywhere.
Hmm.
And they go to drive off. The spare tire falls off because they did mention in the beginning, like, oh, I don't know where the other lug nut is. Like, they're missing lug nuts. And spare tire falls off. They jump out and get the tire back on in like 15 seconds.
I know.
It It's not impossible. I'll say that. It's definitely not
I guess if
impossible.
zombies are coming at you,
I guess, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I work with cars. I know how long that shit takes.
two people are fighting to put it on.
Yeah.
We all know if Bruce was working on it, he'd be dead.
Yes, my Australian mechanic Bruce. That would have taken him an hour and a half. I'll say that. But they get the tire back on, they jump in the car, they speed off. And then we see Augie walking, and he goes to Scout Leader Rogers' house to find him. Uh, lets himself in, walking around. He's not there, so he writes him a little note. He's eating like a Pop Tart.
By the way, this is where you see all the Dolly Parton merch, everything
Pinball machine.
in his house, everything.
It's a pretty sweet house.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he is obsessed, like bad.
Hmm.
Augie has an upset tummy because he was eating hot dogs and beans in the woods,
He has the rum rums and the tum tums.
and he destroys the bathroom. And he opens the window, like even the way he pulls the toilet paper and like pulls piece by piece and like gently places it on the side was like, aw, he's adorable. And then he opens the window behind him, and you see Scout.
How the heck do you wipe with one ply, though?
I don't know. It was awful.
If I tried to wipe with one ply, knowing that I did the other thing,
Hmm.
my hand would get dirty.
Anyway,
There'd be no way. There'd be no way that you can one ply wipe.
especially after what he was eating,
Yeah, there's
it
no way.
is bad. He opens the window behind him, and you see Scout Leader Rogers' zombie just creeping up, and he goes to reach in to grab him, but he comically leans forward and just misses him.
Yeah, because he dropped some of the ply of paper roll thing
Yeah.
on the floor.
And he gets up and he walks out, and then he looks into the darkness and sees Scout Leader Rogers standing in the hallway. And he starts grunting, and he's like, oh, the smell I know. I'm sorry. I had beanie weenies and it was awful, and I know it smells bad. And then
Like, I'm so sorry. I tried to
I
spray.
tried to spray.
It'll go away.
But then he walks into the light, and you see that he's a zombie, and he attacks Augie, and they're running all over the living room.
At first, Augie's like, "Oh my God, I need to take you to the hospital. You're not well."
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Augie is able to fight him off, and he ends up setting him on fire in the basement, and then he ties him up in a chair.
Hmm.
He just Scout Leader Rogers gets it the worst in this whole movie, I think, because he's constantly getting hurt.
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious because he's really smart as a zombie
He is really smart.
to an extent, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but it's funny because Augie's talking to him and has him tied up, and he's like, "Yeah, I know. I did the so and so knot. You're not getting out of that."
So you'll never get out of that one. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, and he's just trying to bite him, so all you hear is like the chomping of teeth,
Mhm.
which is hilarious. And
His hairpiece falls off, and he puts it back on him.
yeah, and he just puts it back on him.
It's all charred up.
Yeah.
Ugh. Um. Yeah. Then we see Ben Carter and Denise. They
Drive to the police station.
drive to the police station. As they're going inside, a horde of zombies they get their attention and chase them. And they lock the door at first, and they think they're okay, but then one of the cops comes out as a zombie, and he's like shooting everywhere. So they fight him off with like
An axe, an emergency
and
axe.
a fire extinguisher,
Hmm.
and then the other zombies get in and chase them, and they run to one of the cells in the back and lock themselves in. And this is the only scene I've seen before of this movie, before watching it, is them in the jail cell.
Hmm.
And then you see Carter taking selfies with the zombies in the background. And he's like, I need a new profile pic. Like
Yeah, I mean, he was taking selfies with anything.
the
Like
dead deer, he
the
took a
dead deer in
selfie.
the beginning, he's trying to take a selfie
It was more funny because they didn't like focus on him doing that. You just see him doing it in the
in the
background.
background.
It was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
And they're just, yeah, they're trying to stay away from the sides because there's like 20 zombies just right next to them. Um, Augie arrives at the police station because the zombies start hearing Crank That Soldier Boy. Uh, and Carter's like, I love this song. And all the zombies leave and attack the car that it's coming from. And then you see Augie sneak into the police station. And before he goes in, though, Ben's like, I have an idea because they're locked in. He's like, we got to get the key that's hanging up. And he's like, quick, give me all your condoms. And they tie them together and attach it to like a broken mop. And they get the key and they're dragging it on the floor. And Augie runs in and kicks it by accident down like a hole. And they're like, you fucking idiot. And then Augie was able to pick the lock.
Pick the lock with the Dolly Parton knife.
I want that knife.
Yeah.
And he lets them out and they run and they escape out of the police station.
Yeah, it's funny because he's like, Augie, how did you find us? And he's like, I followed the scent betrayal.
He's like really upset. They're like, oh, come on.
Yeah. And then he's like, no, I sought your car out. Figured you needed help.
No. They run out and that's where they bump into the military Jeep and Corporal
No,
Reeves.
not yet. Actually, you're missing the best part. The best part is they're running off and they find a truck
Mhm.
that's parked,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And they were like, "Oh my god, like let's see if we can take that truck." And then one singular zombie, remember the homeless man from the beginning? Um he comes walking out on them and Carter is ready to be like, "Okay, like let's kill it." And who was it? Ben or
It
Augie
was Augie.
said we can't just go around killing people. They're actual people. And he's like, they're not people really anymore. And he's like, they're still people. And so he tries to do some Boy Scouts at this point. And he's like, you have to be assertive to be assertive to the animal. And like, so he steps forward and they're like, Augie, it's getting closer. He takes a look at his shirt that has Britney Spears on it. And then he just starts singing to the zombie, oh baby, baby, how was I supposed to know?
And the zombie clearly knows it still.
Yeah, so the zombie starts singing with him, and then Carter and the rest of them join and sing. And they're singing with the zombie, they're getting excited, and you think it's going to be happy or something. And then this is when the military guy pops up, shoots the zombie in the head.
Mhm.
They scream because they're like, oh my God, holy crap. And yep. And then that's when they get in the vehicle with the army guy. He's explaining that there's an evacuation.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to bomb the town.
Yeah, because they're unstoppable. They're spreading like wildflowers,
Wildfire.
wild. fire. It kind of, I guess wildflowers kind of sounds nice too. They
Sure,
spread too.
I guess.
Yeah, they do.
I know nothing about flowers.
Okay.
Um, so he's explaining that they're gonna bomb the town, and they're like, "Well, there's a huge party going on. Like, we have to go get them." And he's like, "All right, where's this party?" So they go to where they were told it was, and that's where they realize that they were given a fake location, and they end up at like a sewage dump or like
An abandoned factory of some
yeah.
sort.
And they're freaking out because they're like, they gave us the wrong information. They never wanted us to go to this stupid party. And Augie's like, "Oh, how bad, how sad for you. They didn't want you to go to the party." And then they have it out and they're like, "Oh, we all wanted to quit the scouts. We're just doing it to be nice." And then Augie's like, "Well, Ben has a crush on your sister." And they're all like, all the truth is coming out in this scene.
Yeah, so they're freaking out on each other. Carter's like, "How could you have a crush on my sister? How dare you?"
Mm.
Which I don't see the point of that. I asked Josh during that time, I was like, "Did any of your friends ever have a crush on your sister?"
No, I could honestly say no, they didn't.
No.
None of my friends ever came over my house.
Ah.
Not till like, I don't know, late in high school. My
Oh,
s-
so by the time she was like in college or
She was at work all the time.
ah.
Um, yeah, no, it never really happened. But so while they're having it out, Corporal Reeves, who was secretly bitten by a zombie, turns and attacks
Denise.
Denise, and she's able to fight him off. And they, how did he? Did they shoot him or what happened with him?
No, she slams his head in the car door
That's what it was.
and kills him that way. Denise is badass
She's great.
because she's been the one shooting zombies and everything
Yeah.
and just dealing with these boys,
Yeah, putting up with too much shit.
putting up with them because they were arguing at this point. Eventually, because that happens, they snap out of it.
Mhm.
They kick the zombie out of the car. Um, they get driving because they're like, okay, like how are we going to find the location of this party and warn the, save these people
Mm,
because there's hundreds
yeah,
of seniors there. So,
and sorry, go ahead.
so they start. So they come to the conclusion of Carter saying, Kendall, his sister, writes everything down in her diary.
Mhm.
So they got to go back to his house, go into her room, find this diary. So they're all going through her stuff. They walk in and Augie's like, "Oh my God, it smells so nice in here," and stuff. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm guessing you've never been in a girl's room." And he's like, "I have." And then they were busting his chops. They were like, "Your mom doesn't count." And then he was like, "Well," and then Carter cuts him off, says, "No female family member counts either."
They just they're such dicks. I love it.
They are dicks to him because even in the beginning, Denise was like, "Why didn't you just invite your other friend to the party with you guys?" And they're like, "Oh, you don't know how he is. He's weird. He's different."
Mhm.
But they're different too.
Yeah, they're all weird.
You're all part of the Boy Scouts. You're all equally weird.
It's true.
Okay? So you just didn't want to include your one friend. Like,
Yeah, they were shitty friends.
they were kind of shitty friends.
Yeah. So before we go further, we did skip a part when Ben and Carter were in the car in the beginning outside of Carter's house. We meet his weird neighbor. Uh,
Oh, yes. Oh my God. How did we miss this part?
so his weird neighbor is played by Cloris Leachman, um, who I know her from. I knew her. You did not. She was in
Beer Fest, you said.
Beer Fest, Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, a shit ton of movies. Um, she's like, your father left the garbage cans in front of my house again. Make sure it keeps it on his side. Like she's a cranky old neighbor.
Mhm.
And then she opens her front door and like 100 cats come out.
Mhm.
They're like, why does she have so many goddamn cats? And I'm like, I don't know.
That's my future if you go before me.
Yes. Well, so it's your future. Um, it's inevitable. I'm gonna go before you. Um,
Insane lady with 10 million cats.
yeah, we already got 5, so we got a good
I
start.
know, we're almost there.
Yeah, I just got anyway. Um, so they're looking for the diary. As they're doing that, they hear a noise downstairs. Carter and Augie go to check it out. While they're downstairs, Ben and Denise are talking about Carter's sister, and she's like, "Oh, I see why you have a crush on her because there's weirdly a picture of her on her own nightstand."
Some girls do that. The same thing with their backgrounds, like, they put it as themselves sometimes.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
It's weird.
Um, I mean, I don't do that. I have like, my cat
Yeah,
as a background.
my background always changes.
Your background always changes because sometimes I open it and I'm like, "It's us," and then it's not.
Right now, it's Thundercats. Um, but she's like, "Why don't you ever tell her how you feel? Like you're never gonna know unless you actually talk to her." And she's like, "I don't think you've ever kissed a girl."
Yeah, and you just need to be assertive, and yeah, and she's just like, "Oh, just kiss me,"
Hmm.
you know?
And they have their moment, and he goes in to kiss her, and he headbutts her by mistake.
Yeah.
And while they're having their touching moment, uh, downstairs, Augie and Carter are talking, and Carter's basically like apologizing and saying, like, Ben didn't actually want to go to the party. Like, it was me who pushed him to do it. And Augie's like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that's when his elderly neighbor comes in because one of them left the door unlocked.
And this is the part where I feel like YouTube kind of screwed it for you because this part is hilarious.
Mm,
It's like one of those ew, but you start laughing because it's just great. So Augie does swing at her and hit her and her dentures fly out of her mouth,
mhm,
right? As Augie is dealing with another zombie, somehow she grabs a hold of, and mind you, she's a zombie herself. Like
yeah.
everybody in the town is, unfortunately. She grabs his pants and drags it down so his ass is out. And she starts trying to bite his ass, but because she has no teeth, she's just gumming his ass.
Mhm.
And it's hilarious, but it's also like gross at the same time. You know that feeling. And they just don't show that part. YouTube does not show that part to you. They quickly like move on from it.
Mhm.
Like you see her on top of him, but like
Yeah.
them fighting, and then you see like Augie help. But that part right there was like comedy gold.
Jesus Christ.
and
Oh my god.
and I was so upset that it did not show you because you would have been like hysterical. You would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Because you yelled at one point. You're like, "Where's the part where she eats his ass?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, and he didn't know what I meant.
I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
I know. And I tried to like look for a scene on like TikTok of it or YouTube as a clip to just send it to you. Because I was like, I really want you to see that part.
It's a very weird thing to Google.
It's hard, yeah. I was not able to find it for you
Yeah.
to show you. Because if I do find it, I will. I might actually buy the movie just to put on that part for you.
We should own that movie.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked that we don't. But anyway, all the screaming alerts all the other zombies, and there's even a zombie on like a hover around scooter, which is hilarious because you just see her like rolling back and forth in the street.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah. Everybody in the town has turned into zombies.
And
So in their backyard, you see that they have a trampoline.
well, before that, when Denise and Ben are kissing, you just see the head of a zombie bouncing up and down in the background in the
Uh-huh.
window. And is I don't know why that should have made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was hilarious too. Like it just has some stupid funny stuff in this movie, but it's great. Like if you actually see it the way it's supposed to be shown without YouTube cutting out good parts,
Yeah,
you'll cry and laugh to the point that you almost pee yourself.
it's true.
Yes, because
Um,
it's just so funny.
it's very over the top.
Yes.
So Carter and Augie run upstairs back into the bedroom, and they shut the door and barricade it. And then they see the zombies starting to break through, so they're like, "Fuck it, we need to go out the window." And Ben's like, "All right, we got to jump down, hit the trampoline, and go over the wall into the neighbor's yard." And they're like, "What the fuck? We can't do that." And they're like, "The only alternative is to stay here and get eaten." So like, fuck it. So one by one, they're jumping and going over the wall. Augie gets stuck on the trampoline. The zombies like trying to hit him, and he like very sheepishly punches the zombie and then bounces over the wall. And then Ben goes to jump out, and then he sees the dresser get knocked over and the diary falls out. So he runs back in, grabs the diary, climbs out the window. This is another part where they cut out.
That is comedy gold. Um, so Ben goes to jump on the trampoline, but now the trampoline is taken by zombies. So he is kind of hanging off of the window and he's about to fall, but he grabs a hold of a zombie dick,
Yep.
and it's like stretching out. And the funny thing is, you see the zombie's face of like being like, "Oh man!"
He
Like,
looked really confused.
well, he looked like he was slightly in pain too,
Yeah.
and it's really funny, and you actually see it like in the actual movie. But of course, YouTube
Yeah.
took it out, so I had to explain to Josh what it was. And Denise creates a diversion, and she's just like running and screaming and getting the zombies' attention. She runs off. So then Ben's able to get across himself. They all get inside the neighbor's house,
Neighbor's house being crazy cat lady.
being crazy cat lady that gummed Carter.
You love bringing that up.
That's my favorite part,
Yeah.
and I can't even share it with you.
So they're walking through her house. They're hearing noises, and they're like, "Doesn't she have cats? Like, where are they?" And you're like, "Oh no." And then they shine the light at Augie, and they're like, "Augie, don't move." And you just see a zombie cat climb up his back, and they hit it with a frying pan, and then they look in the darkness, and you see like hundreds of eyes light up, and they're like, "How many cats does she have?" And they run into the garage and slam the door, and under the door you just see paws coming out. And they get in her car, and they drive through the
Garage door.
garage door because the button's not working, and they speed off, and they stop because it was Scout Leader Rogers, I think, was standing there, right?
He was, yeah.
And
Um,
which I felt bad for him. I know he's a zombie, but there was no one else around. They could have drove around him.
no, I would have ran him over. I'm sorry.
I guess, but they,
You're a zombie, like you're done.
yeah,
That's it.
he had such a rough night.
So they ran him over, and yep,
And you see the zombie on the hover round roll past them again, and it's hilarious.
yeah, they drive off. They get to like the road location. I guess like
They get to the highway.
uh-huh.
They find a dirt bike laying on the side of the road, and Denise is like, "All right, well, they're not gonna believe kids, so why don't I go to the military checkpoint, tell them that there's still people alive, not to bomb it, and then you guys go to the party and try to get everybody out."
Yeah.
So she rides away. They have a whole plan to go to the party, and they're like, "We gotta make a pit stop first." They go to the hardware store, and another fun little montage of them getting weapons and Boy Scouting crazy shit together. And Augie has like, I don't know, he's like a gun with like wooden balls shooting out, and like
Yeah, he like created something that
Augie's insane. We're gonna get into that in a few minutes, but he's like the craziest one out of the three of them.
Augie's the one I would want as my friend.
100%. And Ben has like a weed whacker with knives attached to it, and Carter makes a crossbow, and it's like really impressive actually.
Mm-hmm.
So they it cuts to the party. Um, what was it? Chloe and her boyfriend, I think.
Yeah, Chloe and her boyfriend go off to like this secluded area.
Yeah.
And in the background, you see a zombie like stumbling
Mhm.
into the party, and his mouth is kind of like off, but you see his tongue is very long. So you can already predict what's going to happen. And they go off, and the guy thinks he's going to get lucky with Chloe, right?
Which
And
at first he wasn't going to, and then she's like, "All right, whatever."
well, she was like, "I'm not going to sleep with you because we just started dating." But then was like, "All right, you can go down on me."
Mhm.
And she just pulls out her phone and she starts watching um
She's watching like Love Island or something.
yeah, she's just watching reality TV, and then she's like, "Okay, like there you go." Like doesn't look interested at all. Puts her headphones in, and
I recognize the zombie. I know who it is.
who is he?
Uh, Maddie Carter. Um, you would know him as the video store guy from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, he does look very familiar,
Yeah.
but I couldn't pinpoint where he's from. He always plays like a character kind of like that.
He plays really random, weird parts. Like he was in a series of unfortunate events as one of the henchmen,
Uh huh.
and he's just like the weird nerdy guy who's very monotone. Like
Yeah, he's
he's
always like the weird nerdy guy, and he's always in like only one part.
yeah,
Um,
but no, I saw him, and even without like his bottom jaw, like I recognized him still. I'm like, oh, it's him, which is kind of funny.
what else was he in?
He was in a lot.
Was he in Juno?
Was he? Hold on,
I don't.
I'm gonna find out.
Maybe I'm not pinpointing that
He's
movie
he's been in a lot, dude.
well.
Free Guy, Crush, Jurassic World. What else was he in?
Any chick flicks?
Lazy Susan. Reservation Dogs. Wow. Okay. Drillbit Taylor. Oh my God, he's been in so much. He was in Fallout the series. Um,
Where was he in Fallout?
I don't know. It may have been the second season. I haven't watched that yet, but dude, he's been in so much, and he plays like the same kind of guy in everything.
Hey, as long as you're putting your name out there,
You know what? It's worked for him.
and
He's gotten a lot of work from it.
that, and give me a paycheck
Absolutely.
because I'll make a cameo
Hell yeah.
if you pay me some money.
So he kills the guy, and she doesn't realize because she has headphones in.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me the rest because they cut it out.
Okay, so at some point she's like, "I'm waiting," and the zombie goes down on her, has a long tongue, and she's enjoying it at first, and then realize it's a zombie because it starts biting her.
Mm,
And then she's like, "Ow, ow, that hurts." Like, and then she looks at him and
okay.
yeah. But YouTube completely chopped this part.
Yeah, because
Mm.
it cuts away and you see, like, outside the hallway, you hear her scream, and then it cuts to the next scene.
Yeah, it cuts to the next scene, and then you see Kendall making out with her boyfriend. And then Kendall's like, she's like pushing away from her boyfriend Jeff because she's like, "Where's my brother? He should have been here by now."
Mm,
And has been very concerned about where her brother has been because she knows that they invited him.
mm.
And
She's actually a good sister in this one.
yeah, she actually is. And then Jeff was like, "Oh, I gave him the wrong address. Like, I didn't want a nerd here."
Yeah, he's like, he's a Boy Scout. I don't want him here.
So she pushes him and she's like, she flips out on him and then he pushes her.
Mhm. And then that's when
The zombies start. She goes to leave and she's the one who lets all the zombies in.
yeah, she opens the door and the whole horde of zombies is running. She's like, "Oh fuck!" And then just
Open up the
turns into
floodgates.
yeah, pretty much. And then it's just zombie carnage. She climbs up because it's like in a big empty pool,
Yeah.
and she's climbing up the ladder. But there's a zombie at the top. Then there's zombies at the bottom. So she's stuck on the ladder. And then you hear somebody whistle, and you see Ben, Carter, and Augie walk in, all geared up, ready to go. And they just, it's very badass. They start taking out zombies left and right. Augie's blowing like their heads off three at a time. And it's very impressive. And they managed to get to, what's her name? Kendall?
Yeah. I thought it was weird because she starts calling Ben to save her.
Well, they had chemistry in the beginning.
No, not really. She called him, she's like, "Oh, he's like my brother."
Yeah. But she still gave him a weird look. I don't know. You got to rewatch it. There was
Yeah, but
chemistry.
you
I
don't
don't know.
call somebody like, "Oh my God, you're like my brother." You never say that.
I don't know. Maybe she's trying to.
Not for girls. Girls don't do that. If they like a guy, they don't refer you as their brother.
Uh, anyway, so they get to her. They're running out. Well, Carter sees Chloe, who he really liked in the beginning, and then sees that she's a zombie. He's like, "Oh, come on!" And then they go to they get Kendall out and a bunch of people to safety, and then they tie the door shut to go back and finish off the rest of the zombies, but they run out of ammo. So they take off running up the stairs and they get into like this big,
Gymnasium.
yeah, but there's like no windows or anything.
Yeah.
And they lock the door. And this is where you see Augie's crazy side because he's like, well, we could either die slow by the zombies or die quick by this. And he pulls out a bomb that he made. And Carter's like, the fuck are you, Al Qaeda? Like, what are you doing with a bomb? And he's like, what? He's like, did you get a badge for making this? And he's like, did what? He's like, no, I just know how to do it. And he's,
I don't even know how you do that. I know that, like, isn't it if you search it into Google,
you get put on a watch list.
they flag you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't Google how to make a bomb. You will be arrested. Ugh.
You'll be arrested.
Yes. So
One time I almost Googled it because I'm like kind of curious,
it is interesting.
but I am afraid to Google it because, you know,
It's fine.
no, I'm not going to Google it. I don't want to be at a watch
I'm
list.
not going to Google it again. Anyway,
You did it?
no, it's fine.
Oh boy.
So earlier on in the movie, when they were setting up the camp, Augie's trying to light a fire with this little fire starter he has, but they're like, just use the fucking lighter. Like, this is taking too long. Cut back to this. He goes to light it with the lighter, and the lighter runs out of fluid. So he takes out the fire starter, and right as they're going to do that, Denise pops up from like a garbage chute And she's like, fucking, let's go. Come on. Like, we need to go. So Ben and Carter go and slide down the chute with Denise,
And they're
and
calling Augie because Augie is still trying to light up this bomb.
this Al
And
Qaeda bomb.
yeah, and all the zombies are flooding in.
And he finally gets the fire starter to work and lights it, and then runs and slides down the chute. And followed by the biggest fucking explosion. Like, the bomb is very small, but he blows up half the building with it,
Mm-hmm.
which is impressive.
That is impressive.
And as they leave the garbage chute, that's when the military finally shows up because Denise got them to call off the bombing,
Yeah.
and they're saved and everything's well and good, and they're back at like the, I don't know, the checkpoint, the military checkpoint with all the kids that are still alive, and Denise is like, now's your chance, go talk to Kendall and remember what I showed you and all of that. And Ben walks over and just kisses her immediately, and it's all.
Then they start making out, and then Augie goes, "Aw, so cute," and Carter goes, "Ugh."
He's like, no, you gotta watch. It's a beautiful moment. He's like, no, fuck you.
And he's like, "I guess I gotta go hook up with his mom now."
Yeah. It's just, God damn it. It was a good ending. It was a very happy ending.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a hilarious movie. Has some good actors in it too. Ben, you might recognize him from Ready Player One.
yeah.
Uh, Josh is gonna go ahead and read the actors' names. I know it was like Ty something for Ben.
Ty
Uh,
Sheridan.
yeah. And then the actor that plays Carter and the actress that plays Kendall, which they play brother and sister in this, they are both in the movie called Before I Fall, which is a romance movie.
Um,
And Carter also did all the escape rooms.
mhm. The girl who played Kendall, Halston Sage, she's also on that show, The Orville.
Alston. Halston?
Halston? I don't know.
That's a weird name.
It is a weird name. And then Joey Morgan plays Augie.
Alston?
Halston,
Halston with like an H?
I guess. I don't know. Joey Morgan, who plays Augie, was also in Sierra Burgess is a Loser. Um, the newer
Wait, who's in Sarah Burgess is a Loser?
Augie, Joey Morrison, or
Who
Joey
did he
Morgan.
play? I haven't seen that movie in a long time. That movie sucked.
It's a bad movie.
It is a bad movie.
She's a manipulator. But yeah. And then David
Did you
Koechner.
watch it?
I know the movie. There's a YouTube channel that I watch where they review movies, and that was one of the movies.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wait, you did play me this.
that show, pretty much it. They reviewed that movie, and they were like, "This movie should be called Sierra Burgess is a terrible manipulator."
She really is. She
She faked being deaf and like all this shit.
didn't fake being deaf. She just faked,
She did.
she did?
Yeah, when they're at the park and he's playing with, I guess, his brother. And he's like, "Oh, how are you?" Like, he goes to talk to her, and she starts doing sign language, and it's like, "Oh, I guess she's gonna fake this."
Oh, yes, yes. Now I'm like thinking about it. Yeah.
She's a terrible piece of shit.
And then she makes the popular girl like fake being, you know,
In a relationship
in a
with, she
relationship with it.
catfishes him.
Yeah, she catfishes him using her. And then the popular girl, you think she's a bitch at first, but she's actually not. Like, really, honestly, Sarah Burgess is the problem
She's a
in this
piece of shit
whole
in that movie.
movie. And then the way it ended shouldn't have ended.
I hate that movie.
Because if I were Noah Centineo's character, I would have been creeped out.
Yeah.
Completely creeped out. I thought I was talking to this one girl this whole time,
Mhm.
and I was not.
She even kisses him without him knowing.
I know.
It's
I know.
fucking
I don't
awful.
even know how they did that. Yeah, that was awful.
He took out the popular girl on a date, and then when they were sitting on the car, she like
She was like, "Cover your eyes," and
Sierra Burgess runs up and kisses him, and then runs away. And it's like,
she
really?
pulls her to like kiss him.
Yeah, it's awful.
And then it's funny because then he kisses her in the field because, again, he's thinking that he's talking to the popular girl this whole time.
Hmm.
And he ends up kissing her. And then Sarah Burgess freaks out and then blackmails her.
Bad movie.
Yeah, it really is
It's
a
a
bad
really
movie.
bad movie.
It really is a bad movie.
But
Netflix effed that one up.
yeah, we also forgot that the after credits
Yeah.
of the head of David Koechner.
And I was excited to see that movie too because, she played Barb
Barb.
in Stranger Things, and, Barb deserved better. She did.
A lot of people deserve better on that show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then Noah Centineo, he was in the, To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before.
He's in a lot. He's in the new Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, he was in a lot of those romance on Netflix for that year or two.
Yeah.
He was, like, knocking them all out. Are you gonna spin it, Frankie?
Frankie's looking at the wheel.
I know. The one cat we're not teaching to spin the wheel.
She would probably make the most sense because she learned how to turn the lights on and off in the bedroom.
Yeah, Frankie is like an evil genius.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like she learned how to turn the lights on herself. She knows how to open drawers
Hmm.
and cabinets, um, and just take everything out.
We
With
had to baby proof some of the cabinets because of her.
Yeah, and then she would get frustrated.
Mhm.
Um, what else does she do? I mean, she's a pain in the ass, definitely. But
She's
oh, go ahead.
sorry. I was going to say she's the one where at 3 o'clock in the morning, I went to get a bottle of water and she waited till I crossed the room and got to the counter, threw up behind me, and then I turned to walk back to the bedroom and stepped directly into it.
Oh man.
She's done it to me twice now.
I swear to you, Frankie is like, "Oh my god, Dad." Bleh.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. Bleh.
She's an asshole, dude. She
And
really
she
is.
always goes near him too. And she's like, "Bleh."
That or like I'll have just cleaned the whole house and like mopped,
Yeah.
and then she'll waddle in, look up at me all cute, like meow, and then puke everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Frankie is a scary cat. Like Frankie, if anybody comes into her house, she quickly hides under the bed.
Mhm.
So a lot of people haven't even seen her because she really is only sociable with us. And
My mom has yet to meet her. She doesn't believe
I
she's real.
know, yeah, she came over and she was like having a blast with Tully because Tully's the total opposite. She loves everybody. She's like our breeder cat here
Yeah.
in this household. But anytime we get a new gadget or something and all the cats are afraid of it, Frankie, for whatever reason, is always the first cat to use it. When we got the robot litter box, she didn't even think twice about it. She just walked in, went to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Same thing with the water fountain. She's the
Yeah.
first one. I was
Yeah.
impressed.
While all the other cats were like, "Oh my god, what is that?" It's it's a water fountain. She doesn't think twice about it. She just charges at it.
Yeah. She's very smart.
Yeah.
But back to the movie real quick. What would you rate it out of 10?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
All right. I was gonna give it a 7. It was good, but like I mean I've seen better, but it was still good.
See, if you saw the parts,
I know if I saw the parts, it'd probably be a
I feel
solid
like you
8.
would give it an 8
Yeah.
because you would be crying and laughing too.
Yeah.
But
That's the only reason I'm giving it a 7.
keeping those in mind, I know I have to get those. I have to find it. I might purchase the movie
Mhm.
and have you watch those parts again. And that way you could get the full experience of it and then I will ask you your rating afterwards.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right, so it is my turn to spin. It is my week.
It is your week. And then after that, I think we are probably going back to another viewer review.
Mm-hmm. Viewer's
Okay.
choice.
Listener's choice.
Listener's choice. Yeah. All right. Let me see what we get here.
All right. We will see. Finally, something different. 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Perfect. Okay. That's easy.
Perfect.
I'm
Yeah.
not, you know what? I'm even going to do this. I'm not going to pick an 80s because we've been picking a
I'm
lot.
not going to pick an 80s. Arguably, we did a 70s too.
Yeah.
We did a 70s movie.
I don't, you know what? Let me think on it because maybe I will. Who knows? But
Who knows?
it's fucking 30 years worth of movies in that category. So,
Yeah. You know what? It's 70s, 80s, and 90s for a reason. You can choose anything from those.
yeah.
So that's why I put it that way. That's why the other category that we have yet to get on there was 2020s and up.
Hmm.
That you were like, I will have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
I don't think so because I think you can pick Vicious Fun
I could.
with that one.
Yeah, it was 2020.
I don't know. Let me see.
It's either two or three.
Let me look it up real quick. Oh, the cats are already looking at us like it's time to eat.
Ooh.
And
It,
it's not. It's not time to eat. 2020.
oh, okay.
So like you
So
just
that
missed
would,
that.
no, it would count 2020 and up.
2020 and up. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You just got the cut from there.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. 70s, 80s, and 90s.
70s, 80s, and 90s. So the following week we'll come back with a viewer's choice. So we'll skip the wheel for next week. And then the following week after that, we will be in the beginning of July, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, July. Oh,
Jesus.
God. How time goes by so fast when you work every fucking day.
Yep. But yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. And then after the first week of July will be my week.
Mhm.
Come back with my week.
And then we'll see what you get.
And we'll see what we get. Alrighty.
Till next time, guys. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. And, don't forget to comment, follow, all that fun stuff.
Do you have anything flowing through your head right now when you think 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Yeah,
There's a couple things.
there's a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple. Because 90s, that's what I grew up on, but then 70s and 80s, there's a lot of great choices.
There's a lot of great horror movies in the 80s.
Hmm.
I love 80s horror movies,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's kind of like the easy choice right there. There's
We've done a lot from the 80s.
Alice Sweet Alice was a 70s movie.
Hmm. Chopping Mall,
Chopping Mall was
80s.
80s. Chopping Mall was 80s.
You can argue Totally Killer takes place in the
It's
80s.
80s themed, but it's not in the 80s. It's an
Yeah.
early 2000s movie.
Yeah, but we'll think on it. We'll see what we could find. And,
No, you'll see what you can find because
okay.
it's your week.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you, guys. We will see you next time.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.